Guys, so are you using challenge groups to grow your business this year on Facebook? Facebook is great for using groups, but specifically if you're running challenge groups, there are some definite do's and don'ts that come along with that equation that will make a huge difference in how much success you have and how many sales you make. I'm Adrienne with Build a Life by Design, and today I'm going to walk you through the top goals that you should have for your Facebook challenge group, and the number one mistake that you can't make, or it'll destroy all of the hard work that you just put into building this group, setting up the challenge, and then running the challenge. So let's jump right into the guts of this so that you can make this the most high revenue generating year that you have had in your business just yet, starting with goal number 4. So goal number 4 in running any kind of a challenge group on Facebook is to position yourself as an authority figure in whatever topic it is that the challenge is related to. Now, let's talk about the difference between being an authority figure and being an expert, because this holds a lot of people back from ever wanting to try a challenge in the first place. Because I think most people can agree, no one really feels like an expert in anything until they're so far along in their business, they're so far along in their career that they probably didn't need to run challenge groups anyway, right? Challenge groups are a great way to get a business off the ground and get it up and running. But when people are at the point where they need to get it off the ground and they need to get it up and running, they're not an expert yet. So what do? Just remember, you don't need to be an expert. You just need to be an authority figure. Now, the difference here is that an authority figure knows a thing or two. They've gone through it enough times or learned the ropes enough times or seen the facts enough times that they can confidently teach it to other people, right? But they might not be the biggest expert that ever was, ever, right? And you don't have to be the biggest expert that ever was, ever. You just have to know enough to help someone who's 2 steps behind you, okay? So as long as you're 2 steps ahead, you're an authority figure. An expert is like 222 steps ahead. You don't have to be that far, okay? You just need to be 2 steps ahead. So just focus on showing up as an authority figure, being confident in the things that you do know and that you have learned, and focus on helping other people to catch up to you. Okay, so that brings us to goal number 3. With any kind of a challenge group, whether all it took to get in was an email address or maybe it took a couple bucks to get in the door, you want to focus on giving them 5 times the value that they actually expect from your group. Because the more value they get, the more aha moments that they have, and the more that they learn and are able to immediately implement what you're teaching or immediately benefit from what you're teaching, the more engaged they're going to be, the more excited they're going to be, and the more they're going to be thinking, I am in the perfect place. This is way better than I thought. I want everything that this person offers, right? And that's what we want them thinking. We want them to want everything that you have to offer. And you'll see why when we get to tip number 1. So goal number 2 is to get all of the prospects that are in your challenge some quick wins, right? Whether it's implementing something that you just taught the day before and getting their first result, or whether it's simply finding some confidence that they never had before to have a hard discussion with someone. Or maybe for the first time ever, they made it an entire day without eating a certain food that was sabotaging their diet. It doesn't have to be a huge win, it just has to be a quick win, okay? Anything that makes their life a little bit easier or a little bit better than before they came into the challenge counts. And this one's kind of hard to define because every business is different, every offering is different, like something that someone who's working in a health and wellness space would offer would be very different than someone who's like me, who's offering, products and services in the business building space. So it's really hard for me to define that, but I can just tell you, if you give them a quick win, something that makes them think, I can do this, or this is already working. Here's my first sign that it's working. They're going to be more engaged, more excited, and wanting everything that you offer by the time they get to the end, right? Which brings us to goal number 1. Goal number 1 is always to invite them to take the next step. And in the case of a challenge, it depends on what got them in the door in the first place. If what got them in the door in the first place was simply an email address, the next step would probably be an offer to purchase, right? If what got them in the door was a very low ticket purchase price to join the challenge. The next step might be inviting them to a higher ticket purchase where they get more of your time and more of your expertise, okay? So whatever got them through the door, the next step just needs to be one step further along their journey or one step closer to you, which is what a lot of people will be wanting if you've been giving them a ton of value, or to simply give them one step closer to your inner circle, or one step closer to the expertise that you can provide, or one level deeper or more detailed in what you just went through in the challenge. Because some people, they'll get the concept of what you're teaching, but they'll just want to go a little bit deeper. And that's the perfect time to invite them to take that step with you, is in a challenge. Now that brings us to the biggest mistake that you absolutely must not ever make if you're running a challenge group, and that's to forget to make an offer to purchase, or to forget to make the sale. If people have made it to a challenge group, they are very engaged in what you're offering, they're very engaged in the subject area. If you've been giving them value and you've been giving them quick wins and they're loving what they're learning, they're going to want to take that next step with you, right? And so you need to make an offer. Give them an offer to purchase whatever that next step is, okay? So I see tons of people who they set up their challenge groups, but they forget to invite someone to actually make a purchase at the end. If you're giving them value, if you're giving them confidence, if you're giving them wins, they will want to take that next step with you. At least a certain percentage of the group will. And so at that point, all you have to worry about is filling the group with as many people as possible, so that that percentage at the bottom who do want to take that step further with you is that much bigger, of course. So in a quick review, you can see that challenge groups are really multifaceted, right? In these groups, you're going to be building your personal brand and building your authority figure status, right? You're going to be building trust, generating curiosity, learning about your prospects, because challenge groups are really interactive, right? You're going to learn a lot about their pain points and what they're looking for. So it can be a great research tool too. But of course, you could also make an offer to them. You can invite them to make a purchase now. And that's something that you generally don't want to be doing on your regular social media feed. So it's great to have a challenge, because that is the perfect place on social to actually make that offer and invite them to make that purchase. So I hope that was helpful and that excited you guys. Now all this month I've been sharing tips and tricks about social media, what to post, what to message, what the difference is between a regular Facebook group and a challenge Facebook group. And of course in this video, digging deeper into exactly how to use a challenge Facebook group to your favor. So at the end of this video, I'm going to attach some links to some of the earlier videos, so that if you missed some of those and you really would love the guidance on the full spectrum, you can grab and jump in from the beginning and watch the whole series. Also, what I'm going to do is attach a link to a free PDF guide that walks through exactly on paper everything that I covered in these videos, but it has a really nice reference sheet that shows you the do's and don'ts for posts, for messages, for groups, etc., etc. And it shows you where to sell and where not to sell, right? Because some places you want to be building trust, building your brand, other places you want to be making that offer to purchase. But you have to know where to do that effectively. So I've attached all of them inside this PDF guide to make it super, super simple and easy for you guys to absolutely kill it this year. So hope that was helpful, you guys. Be sure to catch the next video links that I queue up for you, and they will allow you to catch that full range of videos about everything having to do with this topic and make this year your breakthrough year. I'll see you guys next time.